Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it. Good afternoon, everybody. So I want to introduce Karen Cohen with a 30 plus year career teaching in the Philadelphia Public School District, as well as the Catch JCC in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Karen was looking forward to retirement, spending time with her husband and two teenage sons. When her father unexpectedly passed away in April of 2022, Karen turned to travel to give herself some time to reflect and heal. She booked a month-long trip to South of Africa and Madagascar. Little did she know this trip would change her life. She visited Madagascar in August of 2023. She then returned again in October of 23. She brought 300 pairs of flip-flops to the children, and then she submitted paperwork to establish the Philawell nonprofit, and she was approved in March of 2024, so less than 1 year ago. And As of March 2024, Philawell had built two wells, started work on a third, and I know she's done much more progress since then to help the people of Madagascar. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Karen Cohen, and she can tell us a lot more.
Wow, thanks, Chris. And I really appreciate you inviting me. And it's so nice to meet everyone. Well, Chris, you just summed up pretty much, a lot. But I do want to first ask. I hope everyone knows where Madagascar is. It's the fourth largest island in the world. It's on the east. It's this little, not a little island. It's an island off the east coast of South Africa. I think growing up as kids in our schools, they kind of left it out. So a lot of us really didn't know about it. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to travel there. I wanted to go somewhere completely different. And it truly is different. People do go there to see the lemurs, which are our primitive primates. And people do go there to see baobab trees. And the beauty of it is, I told the travel agent, just book me, set up an itinerary, and I'm going to be surprised. And lo and behold, I was truly surprised. I was truly surprised, but I was also truly heartbroken. Heartbroken that the government allows families and babies to live the way these specific villagers do. So, yes, we did build two rain sustainable wells in this one specific village, which is very close to where the lemurs live, and they cannot access any type of water. So they spend their days, walking miles and miles and miles to get water, where they also do their laundry, where they also bathe, where the animals go through. So you guys can figure out that's pretty infested. And seeing this, my heart was just ripped apart, and I refused to allow myself to come home and just feel sorry for them. So I left behind some clothes, and it was time to make these rain sustainable wells. So we have the two. I know I'm sorry if I'm talking, like going from the wells to the clothes, but just bear with me. We made the rain sustainable wells because they couldn't get the fresh water, and it worked. It worked for a couple of months, but then I get the phone call from someone that works for me out there, my tour guide Teo. Okay, well, there's drought season and the tanks can't be used now. Okay, well, what do we do now? We need to have Plan B. So Plan B came into effect, which will be ready in spring. We got approval, and I ordered a special motorcycle wagon. We are going to have their first time ever, a solar powered well, which will be closer to the campground where I stay at. And now the motorcade, the motorbike, will take barrels and now fill up clean water that they can use 365 days a year, instead of waiting for the drought to end and waiting for the tanks to fill up with rainwater. So I am just ecstatic. It's really happening. And that to me is like the biggest accomplishment, because now they don't have to travel in the heat and bathe in infested water. And so that's like the one of our major projects. The other project is, their ecosystem is falling apart due to When people use little like pots to cook, they have to use charcoal, and charcoal is used by cutting down trees. And when you cut down the trees, you're now invading the lemur space and all the other little creatures that live there. So we are working on getting some solar paneled stoves so we can eliminate chopping the trees down. So this is all happening soon. And I want people to be aware of not only what I'm doing, but also the beauty of Madagascar, and to see, see how we can all help to make this island better. The people are wonderful. They're beautiful people. I've become very good friends with a lot of them, and they deserve a chance like we do here in the United States. They deserve to have clean water. They deserve to have a stove they can actually turn on, like a little burner, versus using two sticks. Like they still heat up everything rubbing sticks together. It's amazing. So if anyone's adventurous, I'm going in July. You guys are more than welcome to come. So those are the major projects, but I still give out soaps and donated clothes and flip flops. So that's always on my list when I go there, always bringing donations, and it's greatly appreciated by everyone. The other project is in the major city called Antananarivo. My tour guide actually works in a school, which definitely was lined up beautifully. And I am looking for donations for laptops for their school, which they don't have any of. So Philawell is definitely looking for some donations to make all of this happen. And yeah, I just thank you all for listening and understanding the need for these beautiful people.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I think it's great work. I know I have a few questions,
You
especially
ask away, ask
yeah.
away.
And I'll open this up to anyone who has questions. Please feel free to ask. One thing I was curious about, you mentioned that you're taking flip-flops and products and all that kind of stuff over there. Having not been close to people who've done international travel, how are you getting all that stuff over there? Are there limits to how much you can take? Do you need, like, is it just raising money so you can buy more barrels? Is that the process? Like, what is the process like taking stuff there?
So I take a lot of stuff with me. And so I used to bring suitcases because at the time I really didn't know what I was doing, to be honest.
Hmm.
And now I bring the really like the big like college bags, almost like a nylon bag, where you can roll up a lot of things and take it with you. I bring very little clothes. I roll up everything. I become like this amazing roll up every little piece of article of clothing I have for them. So now I'm using like larger. I would have to show you a picture, but if you look on Amazon and you type in college, like I don't know, zip bag, it's like a
Like
big
huge
nylon bag.
like huge duffel bags, or more like,
Yep,
yep,
but
yep.
easier to take. So this trip in July, I could probably, if I get the two people willing to come, we could each take two. So that's six huge bags, and I'll load it on as more like a package versus a suitcase. And in the past, I've gotten on my suitcases there. I just paid a price,
Gotcha,
but
gotcha.
I felt like, you know what, it's worth it because when I come home, I have nothing. You go with all of, these heavy bags, and when you come home, like, oh, okay, well, let's wheel the suitcases on, put them on, send them through the airplane. There's nothing in them. So it's really just the heaviness is only one way.
Right. And it's probably easier with bags like that, so you can kind of roll those bags up and not take
Yes.
suitcases
So
back.
yeah, I'm learning, and I've gone there 4 times, and every time I go, I'm like, oh, now I get it. This way's easier. Wait, now I'm going to do it this way. So,
Mm,
and you can't
gotcha,
ship, you can't like mail things there. Everything has to be taken.
gotcha, gotcha. Gary?
Yeah, I mean, tremendous presentation. I was just looking
Oh,
up.
thank you, Gary.
It's it's amazing. It's a great education. I didn't realize that. Looked it up, the fourth largest island in the world. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
look, it's truly a beautiful place. It truly
Yeah.
is.
Since you don't hear much about it, are there other people and organizations that are doing anything similar to what you're doing right now?
Very few. I think a lot of them, stay where there's like closer to the bigger city. I'm in an area where no one goes to.
Mm.
So I'm in like the most southern eastern part of Madagascar. I have found one person who helps on LinkedIn. I haven't really met or reached it, found anyone that does. A lot of people really don't like to travel there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like everyone goes to Africa. You can go to every country in Africa and you can find so many different organizations helping them.
Mm.
So
Sure.
this is what makes me, makes Philawell unique.
No, I mean, you don't think of it, Madagascar is part of Africa. I think that's first
Yeah.
the problem, and I'm not telling you anything you probably don't know. Um, how else can either individuals or other organizations help you?
Well, so for example, anything solar powered, like the solar powered stoves, I could buy there. So if people want to donate money, I purchase the stoves there. So I don't have to bring them. That I could get there.
Yeah.
I do a collection. I'm doing a collection of solar, like little solar camping lights. The villagers, they use fire to see at night. I am super excited, when I get some donations to bring them a solar paneled light where now they don't have to use charcoal. They can actually sit outside and actually have just like a little light versus, using your fire. So monetary goes towards now the solar lights and the solar stoves. Eventually, when I can get money for the solar powered wells, that's going to be the big, that's when I'm going to need the big donations to keep that going.
Have you had any successful fundraising events, activities?
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't mention to you guys that I also bring back a lot of vanilla beans. They're beautiful. They're amazing. And I had my first fundraiser. We all made vanilla extract together, like the beginnings of it, because it takes a while. And I made $2,000.
Wow.
I had about 28 people over. They loved it. So if anyone is interested in vanilla, I'll be more than happy to send you some. And they're okay.
I
And
love vanilla.
oh, it's the best. And I'm using the $2,000 to buy laptops. I'm going to get little kid-sized laptops,
Yeah.
probably from like Walmart, and I'm going to bring them over to the school. So yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Definitely getting there.
One thing, and this is question slash comment.
Sure.
Um, I feel like there's a lot of companies who make some of the products that you're talking about, or that might make some products that will be good for folks in that space that possibly would donate. And I don't know
Okay.
what quantity they could, but like I just instantly started thinking of like I've seen there's companies that make like the not just fire starters, but like kind of like you even said, like solar power lights and little things like that. Like, can they donate, 200 of them and $500 to be able to transport it, and you take care of the rest? Especially a lot of those places, as long as you like maybe document giving it out, stuff like that, I think they would be willing to just give that to you. Um,
I wish it's
there-
that easy.
yeah,
You
yeah.
guys know anyone, feel free to. I'll be more than happy to send it along. Like,
I don't
reach out to
necessarily
people.
know the ones, and I'll think of some and see if I can send them. I know about the process of writing those donation request letters. I got skills there.
Okay,
But finding the right people to send it to, that's just a little research either you or someone on your team probably can do.
absolutely.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think there's something there.
I think it's a great point, Zach. And, a lot of us, we do a lot of networking. We're in a lot of networking groups. And, I think if we spread the word, pass the word, there might be other people that we know that either directly or maybe even indirectly know of companies that could, provide some of the things you're looking for.
I would love the advice. I met with someone yesterday who works for a solar power, like a solar company where they put solar panels on the
Right.
roof.
And I know several myself that
Good.
are, and that's what I'm trying to get at is help us to help you. In other words,
Absolutely.
give us, the types of companies that you're looking for, the types of products you're looking for, and we can, try to spread the word and see if
Oh, I just love
either
it.
direct or indirect, we can find companies. Because to Zach's point, there are always companies that are willing to provide things particularly for nonprofits.
Yes, and I feel like right now I'm never going to give up. I haven't been as successful as I would like to be. So the conversation yesterday was, well, he said he would look into it. He didn't sound, I mean, it was a great meeting.
Yeah,
I don't think he had the connections I was looking for, which is fine. I'm
yeah,
going to keep going.
yeah,
I introduced the kids to Legos this summer,
yeah.
first time, and I reached out to Lego and I was denied. They only help people in the United States. I'm like, okay,
All right, but that's
okay.
not
So,
everybody. And there are a
right,
lot of
right.
companies that it's actually part of their culture. It's part of their objectives, part of their even mission statement that they do provide different benefits to the community, particularly nonprofits and so forth. So a lot of companies have that, and it's just a matter of finding them.
You're absolutely right. And I'm going to keep looking, and I appreciate the push because I definitely needed that. Most definitely.
Awesome, awesome.
Karen.
Carolyn, did you have?
Oh, oh, sorry.
Hi,
Oh,
Karen.
I'm sorry. I saw Carolyn's
Oh,
hand up, so I
oh,
went to her
sorry.
first.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Hi,
Helen.
Carolyn. Hi.
Okay, all right, okay. Hi, thank you so much for all that you do.
Oh,
Absolutely.
my
I
pleasure.
I had not heard of Madagascar. I've heard of all the African countries, and my church has actually installed two clean water systems in Uganda. So it's nice to hear about other countries. So I am curious, how did you learn how to do the solar paneled well, or was that something that the people in the country already knew how to build and you just helped them with the financing?
That's a really good question. So the solar panel well was excuse me, blah, blah, blah. Someone who works at the camp. He's actually from Washington. He's there doing other jobs. He's looking to make money selling gin. Oops, making gin. Oops. And part of his conservation responsibilities, I use him as a guide. And I told him, we can't have the people and these little babies not having clean water. What can we do next? So we talked about it, and he told me, this is what we can do. And I said, well, that makes sense, because when you go to the camp, that's how you're using your showers, with solar panels anyway. So he's been helping me. I have to push him a little bit. He's a little lazy because he's focusing on his gin. But yeah, now that he knows I mean business, so that's where that started. It came from him. The rain wells came from my tour guide, who's now like my manager. So we worked on that ourselves. So he promised me they will be starting work in March, the solar panel wells. So that's how that came about, after I jumped up and down and said, let's go. And we did. So Philawell purchased the moped. It's on, yes. So Philawell purchased the moped. Believe it or not, it was $2,500. If we were to buy that in the States, it probably would have been what, $20,000. So, and their money system is called RERE. So that motorcycle slash wagon cost 10 million RERE. That's equivalent to 2,500 American dollars.
Yeah.
So he started the first well, but I think I'm going to work on the rest myself. I'm going to try, because he's taking too long.
That's amazing. Congratulations on
Thank
getting
you so
far.
much.
It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. And I would love to connect with you afterwards, to connect you to an organization that I know that maybe would be able to help you with those water system resources.
Oh, I so appreciate it. I so appreciate you guys are the best. I really appreciate it. If anybody needs vanilla, I have some amazing vanilla beans. If you live close, I'll meet you halfway. But when I go back in July, I'll be getting a lot more.
Where are you, Karen?
I'm South Jersey. Where are you?
I'm an Ambler.
Oh, that's nothing. All right, I'll make sure you get some.
I have my 5-year-old grandson. He understands very clearly that my favorite ice cream is vanilla ice cream.
Oh, well, now you have to make it with the real beans.
That's right.
All right, we'll talk.
Yep.
I'll meet you. No worries.
Awesome.
Get the good stuff. That's awesome.
Awesome. Helen, you had a question?
Yeah, just Karen, I'm really grateful to have heard your story. And if it's
Oh,
all right,
thank
I'll
you.
connect offline. I have someone in mind who while we've been on the call, I just shared your website, and
Oh,
she's also, interestingly, in Canada, a public servant who just retired from 30 plus years in law. And I think the two of you would hit it off. And she is interested in being a set of arms for you to help in
wow.
some way.
This is so beautiful.
So
You guys
I
are amazing.
will reach out.
You guys are awesome. I can't thank you enough. This is amazing. Uh,
This is networking for a cause. That's what we do.
oh, yeah. Well, I'll be back on again and again. I really appreciate you guys. Chris, I definitely owe you like lunch at Ponzio's or something.
Uh,
Wow, this is just so beautiful. And I hope everyone gets a chance to go on the website because you can really see the pictures and the news reports I've like the programs I've been on. And just to let you know, if anyone is near me, I have my first art gallery display in Cherry Hill at the JCC. So I'm working on that project right now. I'm very excited.